we have a very special sweetheart of an actress, Nicole Cinaglia. Nicole, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Great to have you on here.
How's everyone? Hello.
I'm doing good.
Hello, Nicole. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy to be on. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So you're from Philadelphia, Nicole?
Yeah.
Yep. How did you get your start in acting?
I did musicals from a young age, so probably as young as like first grade. All throughout school, I probably did 2 musicals a year. When I got to college, and I did go for theater, I wasn't making anything. I maybe made a handful of shows, but I got into student films early on, and I was like, wow, I really like this. You know, maybe I'm not cut out for the musical side of things, but maybe, you know, I could definitely do the film and TV. I really took to it. So I just started doing student films, and then from there it went into short films and then feature films, and I've just been doing it ever since.
Well, that's cool. You do a lot of TV work as well as films?
Out here I have. Out here, and since I moved to California, I've done more TV than film.
Right. And do you prefer working on TV to film?
I actually prefer film to TV, but it's just great, especially if you get a really cool project you're working on. It's the same thing.
I agree to that.
In shorter form.
Yeah. I feel you.
Right. You Know My Name? You want to tell us about working on that one?
I did that when I was still living in Philadelphia. A friend of mine, Joe Raffa, who I met on set of other films our friends were doing. And, you know, he wrote and directed and produced and raised the money to make his first feature. And it was very close to him, the storyline. And he's like, you know, I'd love for you to come in and read for Lexi. And I did, and I got the role. So I played the girl in school who everybody kind of hates, but, you'd love to hate, kind of. She's
right.
Not I don't want to say she's a little promiscuous, the promiscuous one in high school, and she goes out with the main character's best friend for a little bit, and that's, they're the couple that are always arguing and then making up, and then always arguing and making up. They'll cause a big scene and then be lovey-dovey the next. So it was a fun role.
Yeah. Now, when you went to audition, did you? It's kind of a dumb question to ask because I know how I feel when I do it. But when you went into this role at the audition, did you feel like you got the part? I mean, that you performed it well, or were you shocked that when you got the call back, say, "Hey, the part's yours"?
No, I felt when I was at the audition, it went really well, and I got to read with the guy who actually got the part opposite me.
Oh, cool!
And our chemistry was just vibing. It just felt right. So it was pretty cool to get the role and feel good about the audition.
Excellent. Okay.
Whispers in the walls.
Whispers, yeah, whisper in the walls. It's a tongue twister.
It is.
Whispers in the walls.
That was a lot of fun. I mean, you go to the Pocono Mountains for a week with, a group of filmmakers, and it was a lot of fun.
I like that. And is that available on YouTube or not yet?
I believe I uploaded it onto one of my channels on YouTube, so I think it's up to date.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll check that out.
Yeah.
And
it was a lot of fun, and it was creepy.
I love short films. I've reviewed a lot of short films, and some of these short films are so damn good that when they're over, they make you want to see more, and it pisses you off.
More.
You know what I mean?
And a lot of filmmakers' intentions with short films is to eventually make it into feature length.
Correct.
Yeah, I love them too.
Well, the next film that I'm going to ask you about that I actually got the screener. I got the screener, and now I actually got the DVD copy. I got both of them sent. But 6 Degrees of Hell. I have not had a chance to see it yet, but I will. The big smirk about this film was because Corey Feldman's in it for a little bit. I can remember, if I am mistaken, wasn't there a premiere somewhere in the... I can't remember what area it was. Was it the Scranton area or somewhere, I think it was? Do you remember?
The Sherman Theater. And it was in,
that's it.
Sherman Theater, and Stroudsburg.
That's it.
Area.
That's it. Poconos area.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The screening there. We actually had a screening recently for Dead TV, also the other film that the same producer and writer
cool.
just made. Yeah, so it was cool. I actually was home and was able to attend.
Now, did you see Corey Feldman, or was that just a brief thing?
Yes, no, I got to see Corey Feldman, speak with him a little bit on set, and he was really nice and very very focused and particular in his role, and it was very cool to watch.
Cool.
A seasoned actor do his thing.
Yeah, and being my age, especially in John's age, we grew up in the 80s, and I've met a lot of celebrities from the 80s genre area that it's just so overwhelming that when you see icons like that, not so much Corey Feldman, but I guess he included it, but guys like Michael Berryman and just numerous actors that you grew up watching, and then when it's not starstruck for me, it's more like an overwhelming thrill that I can talk to somebody or hang out with somebody that I grew up watching, and it's a weird experience. It really is.
You feel like you almost know them,
right?
Or and you're happy for them. It's
right.
It definitely is a weird feeling.
So that now you went to the premiere, and so how did that? I mean, I know it's a little late now. I'm going to ask you, how was the premiere for the movie?
It was awesome. Wait, you said 6, right? For 6 degrees?
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was a big, what do I want to say? It was like a big attraction and experience, and there was a big red carpet, photographers, and mainly everybody was there for Corey. He's got such a huge following.
Cool.
But it was just cool to be a part of that and get a little bit of taste of like Hollywood and
adrenaline and excitement.
Screening and it was
awesome.
cool.
That's all. Yeah, because I went to my first premiere up in Scranton for a voiceover role I did for a movie, and you're sitting in the audience and you're watching the film, and then you're sitting there going, oh my God, I hope they don't hate my part. It's like, but then when that part comes up and everybody just died laughing, I was like, okay, that's good. Yeah. So
you're like gripping the seat until like it's over, and then once it's over, you're like, okay, I can relax now.
Yeah, well, see, with doing the voice acting part, they don't see you. So I'm walking down the hallway, and you're hearing people say, like, man, that was a great scene with that gruesome Herzog character on the radio as a DJ. And I'm just walking past going, wow, if they only knew that was me that passed them. But it's kind of funny. But yeah, that was exciting, so.
Well, it was really interesting for the Dead TV screening that I just went to, also at the Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg. Some woman came up to me and was like, "That was you? How did they get you? How did they get to me? Like, how did they make you so ugly? Like in the film?" And I was like, I wasn't wearing any makeup and I had glasses on. I was like, "How did they make me look ugly? That's me."
That's funny.
It was funny, and I just was like, "Oh, that's an odd thing to say," but it cracked me up.
Well, sometimes when that happens, Nicole, is you really have to just let it go, because if you actually tell them something you're being honest, you might make them feel like an ass. So you just keep moving on. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was funny. It was real funny. Cracked me up.
All right.
A film that Gruesome hasn't seen, I don't believe, but I have had the pleasure of seeing, Alpha Girls.
Yeah, you saw it?
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. It is. It's very well done film. Very, very fun.
Ron Jeremy,
Yeah.
playing a
Yeah.
priest.
Oh, okay.
Was it fun to film that? Because it looks like it must have been.
So fun. So fun. We were getting doused with, fake blood, and everybody was having a great time. We're like, squirt more.
Lots,
Like,
lots of running,
blood
lots
stuff.
of screaming.
Running, screaming, all different types of things. It was really fun. That was actually the first horror film that I shot, so it was really cool to be a part of it.
Was that filmed this year?
Starting place. That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. It's only just coming out now. Why is it taking 2 years?
Yeah, the editing and production process of it after post-production, it usually takes about a year, and then if you want to shop it around a little bit and see who's biting, and that could take a little bit longer. So.
And sometimes there's pickup shots or whatever that didn't quite,
Mhm.
It's
But
a high.
the good thing is it's out, and there's tons of films that I've done, and I'm sure you as an actor can also say that we'll just continue to sit on the shelf or on a hard drive somewhere and never get out. It's a shame.
It does, because anything can happen.
It does.
There could be a fallout between a producer and the writer. It could be anything, and it's actually a chance.
Money's usually
Money,
an
yep,
issue.
yep. I mean, yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to some of those projects to get my footage, and so if that ever happens, you could just ask one of the guys if you could have your footage at least.
Right. Well, this next film that I heard about, and I want to see it. I don't know if it's out or not, but Hallows Eve.
It's coming out.
October. Okay.
Should be. I believe it's going to be released soon. But yeah, it's going to be really cool. I mean, a lot of great actors were on the project. I mean, everybody was wonderful. It got a great couple names attached. So it was cool.
Shepis and Danielle Harris. Yep.
Danielle Harris, who I had the pleasure of working with on Dead TV. She's great. Hallows Eve, I had a small role in that. I played a nurse in a scene, but basically it's about a bunch of kids, and they, I believe they worked at like a haunted attraction type thing, and people just started getting killed off, and it all centered around this one girl, and she had something tragic happen to her when she was young, and I believe, kids would make fun of her, and so basically it's a story of revenge, almost.
Okay, so it was filmed in, oh, really, Kenneth Square?
Yeah, in Glen Mills area.
Really? How did I miss that? No shit. That's right near me. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be definitely looking for that when it releases. I definitely will check that out.
I don't think this is out yet either. He's Booted.
That one is actually one of those that's on the shelf, and they never see the light of day.
Dead TV, yep.
Yeah, so I had got to work with Danielle Harris and Eric Roberts, and we also had another seasoned actor, Brian Anthony Wilson. He actually was in 6 Degrees Hotel as well. And it was cool, and Eric was really nice, and, he kept things light on the set, and it was always cracking jokes or, playing pranks on some of the crew members, so it was always a good time when he was on set. And that centers around a group of kids that are going to a camp kind of as they'll fix the camp up, and they'll also get be a counselor, and they're troubled kids. So it centers around that, and it will they're getting footage for a reality show. So it's kind of like they're on it as a reality show, but they're getting help at the same time. And things start to go a little crazy, but I won't say much more.
Yeah, well, one of your co-workers, Christopher Wheat, I've done work with him in the film Laughter, and
I love Chris.
Yeah, we met up in Parafest up in Bethlehem 2 weekends ago. So yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah,
I was supposed to go to Parafest. but I heard it was good. And Chris was actually, he was one of the, he was like the main kind of monster in 6 Degrees of Hell, too. He did wonderful work.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun to work with everybody on 6 Degrees of Hell as well.
Nice. Well, we might as well just go ahead and into it. I don't know if you can talk to it. It's in post-production, but the Toy Soldiers.
Yes, that just wrapped literally on the 22nd, so a couple of days ago. But that was, I had just a small part, and it was wonderful project to be a part of. And wonderful crew, very talented actors, and the story is amazing. So yeah, you guys can visit their site and check it out.
Yeah,
I don't want to reveal too much. It's going to be really good.
All right. Well, then we accidentally skipped one, but A Town Called Calamity.
Yeah, that's another one on the shelf. But that was really cool. Indie filmmakers from Delaware, and that was a drama and another story that's real close to the heart of those guys. So they're a great group of people. Yeah. I mean, I had fun on every single set I've ever been on, and everybody that I've come and met and worked with, it's just been a hell of a ride, and I've had a, great time.
Yeah.
And very blessed, very blessed.
You just take that wave and ride it.
Yeah.
That's about what you
Fly by the seat of my pants.
Trust me, I do the same thing.
Yep. You gotta. Damn right.
Right.
And it's a thrill.
Is there any new projects that you're allowed to mention that you're involved in coming up in the future, or?
There are a couple of projects. I believe there's a short film, a web series, and a possible feature that I'm waiting. I actually just made another callback, so
excellent.
Hopefully that one goes through. So I'm going to have a busy year.
I hope the best. Hope you get that phone call.
Thank you very much.
Because I know what it's all about. Trust me. Yep. You get that phone call and you're like not in but you hear it, but it doesn't sink in till like a half an hour later.
I know.
It's one of those deals.
You're like by yourself and you're like, yeah.
Yes, son of a bitch. I did it. Half an hour later, I just realized it. But
I
yeah.
did it.
You have a lot of good stuff that can't wait to see. I mean, I wish you all the best, Nicole. I mean, you're
Thank you, and I do seem right back at you.
Thank you, and you're on the rise.
Stuff going on.
Yeah, you're on the rise.
So, fingers crossed.
Echo the same sentiments that you just said. What I've seen her in, she was marvellous. Everyone should take the chance to watch Alpha Girls because it's awesome. That's all I can say. I just want to ask Nicole one question. I try to ask everyone. Do you like horror movies?
I love horror movies.
Could you tell us your favourite?
My favorite horror movie?
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one.
Always put someone on the spot.
It does. Well, I love the Scream movies. I grew up watching the Scream movies, and they were just terrifying to me. And they were fun. And it was always that element, like, this could be real in some way. I think that's, like, what gets me the most. Like,
That's
I think it's a
point.
good horror movie when it's, like, this could be real.
See,
like The Strangers. Did you guys see that one?
Oh, God, yes. I love that one.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That just creeped me out. And, so I love good old, like, The Shining, the original, like, Nightmare on Elm Street. I actually enjoyed the remake a lot, too. I grew up watching all the Jason movies. I love horror movies.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's make it easy for you. Let's pick today's generation and old school. Pick one of each.
One of each?
Yeah, one each from each generation.
Okay. I'm going to go with The Shining for old school, and new generation, I'm going to the Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Emily Rose.
That was good. I don't think that's my favorite, but that was really good. Let's go with scariest of this you know, the new age, The Conjuring. Have you guys seen it?
Yep.
But you said something it's exactly what I say about some of my favorite films. When a film that you watch that has a possibility of being that it can actually happen, those are the films that blow me away. I mean, I'm talking films like The Wrong Turn. There could be easily be cannibals in the woods. Any film that has a possibility of actually happen are usually the films that really affect me the most. It's why I like them so much. If that makes any sense to you. I am just impressed.
I was like that kid that would go on like haunted hayrides, and I'd turn to the person next to me and be like, would that be really sick if somebody was like in the woods, like hacking people up for real, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just brilliant. Brilliant.
I might be weird, but you know,
well, I am weird.
Always wearing in my veins.
Hey, we're both weird then. We have the same vibe. Oh, I love it.
Have you seen Room 237, the documentary on The Shining?
No. 1237, it's called?
No, Room 237 it's called. It's a fascinating watch. I mean, they try to get you. They try to get you to believe everyone's theory on the movie. There's so much into it, but somewhere along the line there are bits and pieces that just they add up strangely. That's all I'm going to say. I couldn't impress Gruesome with it, but I found it a fascinating watch.
I'm going to look into it. Thank you.
It's all about The Shining, which is one of my favourites.
It is such a good movie.
And no one's mentioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre again.
Oh, I actually the one where Jessica, those movies scared the hell out of me when I grew up too. The remake with Jessica Biel, do you remember that one? I remember I went to the theater also to see that, and I had to leave. It was like when they were putting the guy on the hook. It was just too much. I had to go. See, the gore stuff that I don't really care for too much. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the Saw movies, Saw movies. Like, I was on set for a reality, like, dating show, and they weren't sure who they wanted to pick, and they were like, well, who do you want to pick? I mean, who would be more interesting? And we would give our opinion, but producers would be right there, and they would give their opinion, and usually, whether it matched or not, whatever the producers want, the producers get, because they know what's going to make the show more interesting and, draw more of a crowd. And at the end of it, for the ending, they were like, do you want to let him go or keep him? And I was like, this guy's not the man of my dreams, so whatever, and they're like, well, let's keep him. And then like 2 seconds later, they're like, oops, we already filmed you rejecting him, and the host had to go, so you're just going to reject him. It's like, Yeah. The worst. The worst I always find are the paranormal shows. I not too much, no.
No, I don't. But you're happy to do horror films?
Oh yeah, I have a hell of a scream if you haven't heard it in any of the films yet. I'm very proud of it.
A hell of a scream, oh brother.
Yeah.
I would say scream now, but I don't want my headset to pop off.
Oh no, my apartment building may think someone's getting murdered in here.
All right, Nicole, it was great talking to you.
It was wonderful talking to you guys. Thank you so much.
Nicole, thank you very much for coming on. It's been an honour. Really nice to talk to you.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. I mean, you guys are great.
Thanks, Nicole.
I want to talk to you all the time. Call me soon. Call me soon.
Shut up, John. All right, Nicole, it was great talking to you. You are a sweetheart.
Same here. Thank you so much.
All right, well, take care of yourself in that sunny California.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, take care, dear. We'll see you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.